Good morning, students. Welcome to grade 9. Today we are going to study about verbs. I am pretty much sure that you all know about verbs, but a little more knowledge is no harm. So now, what are verbs? I think it is very much clear to you from this picture only that the action verbs like it is writing, singing, someone is writing, she's singing, dancing, football playing, skipping, sleeping, watching, running, playing, reading. So the words that expresses the actions are known as the action words. Now coming to what is a verb is a sentence which describes the action in a sentence. A verb is a word which describes the action in a sentence, that is the doing word. The doing words are known as the action words or the verb. I play football. Play is the verb because it is showing the action that is done. They skip quickly. Skip is the action word. We eat spaghetti. Eat is the action word. Bob is 7 today. Bob is 7 today. Is the verb. Now you must be confused at why is or was is a verb. So see, this is showing what has been happened to Bob today. Bob is 7 today. That means this is a verb. This eat is showing that what has been done by we to the spaghetti, and it is also showing what has been happened to Bob today. So Bob is turned 7 today. This means the words that shows the doing, क्या चीज किसके साथ में हुई, that is the verb. The action that shows what has been happened to something that is described by the action are known as the verbs. Now children, there are two types of verbs. First is transitive verb and the second one is the intransitive verb. Now the difference is very much clear and it's very easy also. Please pay attention and you will understand very easily. Transitive verbs are the verbs that always requires an object to get completed. Now read this sentence. I bought. So what you bought? You bought a car. You buy what you buy? You buy an object. What did you buy? You buy a car. You just cannot say, that is very much simple, that you cannot say I bought. What you bought? What is bought? This is an incomplete sentence. Sentences we had already covered. I bought. So what I bought? I bought a car. You need a direct object after a transitive verb. So here it is very much clear that you requires an object, that is a direct object, that then only your transitive verb would be completed. You have bought a car. So bought is, of course, bought is a verb. Now why it is a transitive verb? Because it is incomplete without an object. Now coming to the intransitive verb don't requires an object to get completed. So the sentence that we are reading over here is the baby smiled. So smile is the verb. We can see that this is the action word. So the smile is the verb. Now you cannot have an object. Here there is no object. There is no requirement of an object. There is a subject but there is no object required. Then you cannot say smile something, the baby smiled something. No, it is the wrong sentence. So here we can say that the intransitive verbs do not have an object and it is completed without an object, whereas the transitive verbs are incomplete without an object. We waited but nobody came. So see, a sentence that is having both intransitive, that have two intransitive verb, waited and came. Here also we don't require an object and here also we don't require an object. Now the verbs that can be transitive and at the same time it could be intransitive in another sentence. I stopped the car. I stopped is no complete sentence. What you stopped? You stopped the car. So the stopped is the transitive verb and the car is the direct object. Pretty much clear. Now the same verb is here. When we have used here, it has become intransitive. The car stopped. Here there is no requirement or there is no object. The car stopped. ठीक है, car रुक गई. That is the complete sentence and it does not require a direct object as well, whereas here an object was required. So the stopped is transitive verb when we have used it over here, and the same verb stopped is the intransitive verb when we have used it over here. Sometimes the meaning of a verb changes depending on whether that verb is transitive or intransitive. See, he runs a small grocery store. वो एक छोटा grocery store चलाता है. Runs means manage. So runs is the verb, that is the transitive verb. Why? Because what it is running? The small grocery store, which is the direct object. He runs along the beach every morning. वो दौड़ता है बीच पे हर सुबह. So the word runs is the sport, and it does not require an object. There is no object. So runs over here is the transitive verb, and run when we have used it is the intransitive verb. So student, I think this is clear to you. Now again, coming to the next slide, I had put these some of these examples for you to get clear about the difference between transitive as well as intransitive verb. Let's take one or two. I'd like to speak with you. Object. Let's speak. No object. We are reading with your new book. Transitive verb. New book is the object. We are reading. Intransitive verb. No object. Same goes with the other sentences. You can Ed cancel the reservation. Cancelled. Reservation is the object. Ed cancelled. What it cancelled? There is no object. But the sentence is complete. Cancel is the intransitive verb. So you can go through the examples. Now children, now we'll come to finite and infinite verb. Again, there are two types of verb, finite verbs and the non-finite verbs. Finite, as the name is suggesting, something that we can count, and non-finite, something that we cannot count. So the definition we can understand is a verb which shows time or a verb which is limited by number, person or gender of the subject is known as the finite verb. Where we can count, we can get to know about the gender of the subject or the number of the persons or the time, then we can say that the verb is the finite verb. See, Neha writes a letter. Of course, writes is the what? Verb. We can see that writes, who is writing? Neha is writing. What she is writing? She is writing letters, that is plural form. So we are getting to know about, we can see that the verb is showing the time, or we can say the verb is showing the person, or we can say that the verb is showing the gender and the number of the things that she is writing. So we can get to know, we can count the things, I must say. Now coming to the non-finite verb, a verb that does not show, or a verb which is not limited by a person, number and tenses, then we can say that it is the non-finite verb, when we cannot keep a trace of the time or the number of the person or the tense. Raman tries to sing. Now you cannot count sing. Sing is the verb. You cannot count sing. Can you count sing? No, you cannot count sing. Yes, you can count the number of songs, but of course you cannot count sing. So now I think the difference is clear. Finite verb and the non-finite verb. It shows a time or the verb which is limited by number, person and gender, and here it is not the same case. Now we'll come to linking verbs. Now what are linking verbs? As you can see with the name itself, link means something getting attached to the other thing. So a linking verb links the subject, links, that means attach the subject to a subject complement that identifies or describes the subject. Now see, from the example you will get to know the stew, or you can take the gravy, the pulses or anything, the dish, the stew dash good, tasted good. So stew is one thing and good is another thing. Okay, the stew is the subject and good, you can say, is the subject complement. So when you are linking both the sentences, then this verb that is linking the two things are known as the linking verb. His name is another subject. James is the used for the describing, for the identifying the subject. Then is what is the linking verb. His name is James. The stew tasted good. So the sentences you can see here and the words you can see here are the linking verbs. Now children, I have given some examples of linking verb also that you can go through it. Be, being, am, is, are, was, shall be, will be, that are usually used with the sentences for linking, as in the linking verbs. So children, thank you very much for listening. Hope I have made myself very clear and you have understood the things. Thank you so much.